Hi, church. It's Pastor Jake. Wanted to just share a quick word with you here and a request. If you could download the Church Center app, either in the Google Play Store or in the Apple Store, that would be a great blessing to be able to get connected to our church. I know I shared about it a little bit this past summer, but I wanted to just share for a minute kind of why we have chosen the Church Center app. Over the last 20 years of being a pastor, I've tried to use various creative ways to connect with people. If you know me, you know that I love technology and I love new releases. I'm like at the front end of the bell curve. I love seeing new things. I like thinking about software development. I like all of that stuff. And so I tried several different software platforms over the years, as well as using Facebook, trying to pastor and connect with younger churches. And I'm not a spring chicken anymore. So that means that most of you who are part of our church own some kind of a smartphone or some kind of an iPad or some kind of a computer of some sort. And you probably have apps. And there are a few different ways that you can go as a church to try to communicate things. And we've tried to think through over the years over all the different things that I've used, going back and forth between Facebook and other apps. Facebook is great. People are addicted to Facebook. It's a rather regular part of our rhythm for so many people. And yet, if you're going to use it in a church context, there are always people who don't use Facebook for various reasons, and that's totally fine. And so as a church, we want to be able to communicate with anyone who would want to receive communication and interact with our church. And so because of that, Facebook, it might work for a lot of people, and it's like a regular part of our day. It doesn't work for all people. And so we want people who are part of our church who don't do Facebook to say, we support you if that's what you've chosen not to do, but we want to provide a place for you to be able to get communication and to interact in various ways with our church. And there are a couple of different ways you can do that when you think about an app. There are a few companies that charge an arm and a leg to create a customized church app for you. I've researched them over the years, had sales calls with folks looking to get our churches set up to have these apps. And oftentimes there's a significant startup cost and then hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on the back end to be able to support that app and support the content. And some of them look great. But there's a huge cost associated with that. And one of the reasons that we chose the Church Center app is because it dovetails and fits with Planning Center, which we use for music and volunteers, servants who are scheduled and serving within our church. It fits with our database. It fits with our giving records, all of that stuff, and our giving, our online giving. But it's a pretty seamless platform that is pretty cost effective and allows us to have a place on your phone, on your device. You can use a phone, you can use a tablet, you can use a computer. I often use my computer to interact with the Church Center app. And it's super slick. It allows us a place to be able to communicate with one another. Our Through the Bible group, I think there are 26 people in that group. We're interacting and chatting from time to time and encouraging one another as we continue to read through the Bible. And so it's great for that. It's great for events. It's great for your schedule. It's great for things upcoming in the church. It's great for ways to give, ways to see contact information. So don't hand out a pictorial directory anymore, if some of you are old enough to remember that. But there's a directory on there as well, and a way to get in touch with people. Links to our YouTube channel. Anything really that you need to do with FBC, you can go to the church app to find it. At least that's what we want. It takes some updating and work on our end to keep it rolling for us as a church. And you might say, well, hey, I don't like this about the app, and I don't like that about the app, and this isn't as friendly as Facebook. And you are completely right. I don't love everything about the Church Center app either. It isn't perfect. It's not always super intuitive. It doesn't act exactly like Facebook or other apps, but it does work. And there's a lot of great content on our app, and it does really function, especially the more I've been using it here recently. It functions well with regard to scheduling in groups and communication. and information about what's happening at FBC. And so in today's day and age, there's so much communication. And some of us want to just get back to when we just had bulletins and that was it. And some of us want to be using Snapchat for our church and all of the cutting edge, front of the bell curve platforms to communicate. And you got to realize we've got to live in this space between all of those things and find a way to communicate together as a church. And this is what we've chosen for right now. And so I want to just ask you, even though it's not perfect, even though it's not the most wonderful user experience, it is really functional. I think it's really good. And so if you haven't already, please download the Church Center app. I'll put links in this post to the Google Play Store to get the Church Center app, to the iOS store to get the Church Center app. You can log in on any browser, on any computer, on Google Chrome, on Safari, on Internet Explorer, Edge, whatever it's called now. You can log in and do it on a computer as well. You don't have to download an app, but it allows you to stay connected with our church in an interactive way. Would you do that? Would you please do that if you're a part of FBC? And we look forward to gathering this Sunday to worship together, and just wanted to continue to encourage you today that you are a loved and a sent people. God bless you.